2. Twinks.
Does that work?
Twinks.
See, I can do sports.
I know. Wait.
I live in fear of people approaching me with a high
With a
five.
high five. You know what the trick is.
Look at the elbow.
Look at the elbow.
Which is not true.
It is true. Try it right now.
Oh, fuck, it worked.
Yeah.
And that hurt.
I know.
You're too
Aggressively
strong.
masculine.
Okay, opening thoughts.
As I say it with a lisp.
Opening thoughts on twinks.
Gosh. I mean, let's first talk about what actually a twink is, because I think it shifts.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of an antiquated term, personally.
What's the new term?
The new term is just like we're past
Terms.
boxes and terms. But I think what we talk about, when I think about a twink, I think of young gay man,
Okay.
18 to 24,
Okay.
poor.
Poor.
I think to be a twink, you
You
kind of have to be poor.
Poor?
And I say that in the most classist way possible.
Yeah, everyone heard.
No, because I think that there has to be a part of you, if you're a twink, to be there's
You
like
need
an essential, like, yes,
Being cared for.
Yeah, you need to be cared for.
See, I
you
think
need helpless.
you need to be
You are
poor
helpless.
in some way. With most of them, it's like body fat and muscle. Like they're poor in
Yes.
physical features. Like they need protecting.
Yes.
But to me, twink is Chihuahua, but make it a person.
Sure.
Like small,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't realize how annoying it is, and
shakes all the time.
shakes, and the eyes are like,
Yeah. And they're always cold. Can
And
I get
that's-
some blankets?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well, stop taking so much Adderall and you wouldn't shiver.
Right. Exactly. I feel like you just knew that I took Adderall in that moment.
Did you?
No. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, you
I
did.
did.
That's okay.
I know.
Do you feel guilty about it?
Adderall?
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty about it at all,
I don't feel
baby.
guilty about anything.
I feel great. I am soaring right now.
You famously are not attracted to twinks.
I'm famously. Absolutely. I mean, that's why I don't have like strong opinions on them. You know, it's like I'm not. I mean, not to say that you can't be attracted. You can't have strong opinions on something. That
I
you're
know.
not
It's like,
attracted
wow.
to.
There it is. If Darren doesn't want to fuck you,
I don't care.
he
about
doesn't
you.
care.
Yeah, I will not have a conversation about you unless I want to have sex with you.
everyone can relate to that. Okay, I remember people's names better if I want to have sex with them.
That I know. That this is the joke. Is like that. I try not to do this, but it is a pervasive issue in the gay community.
perverted
in
issue.
Just communities in general.
Well, that's just humans.
Yeah, we just are. The second you're like, oh, hot person, I should listen.
Oh,
you know.
and you just don't do that for twinks.
Not really. I mean, like I try to be kind and understanding, and I give them like a certain amount of time.
Kind and understanding, as if they are like living with a disability. What?
They kind of are.
Stop.
They're young.
Not
they're
being able
dumb.
to drive is not a disability. Not being able to top is not,
It's
a disability.
Yes.
Although our community might think it is.
Yeah, not being able to like work a door handle is a
Have you
disability.
fucked a twink?
I fell in love with a twink. I have been in love with a twink. You know this. You've met this twink. We've met this out, and the thing is about this twink, and I fell hard. Let me tell you, like
I've met the twink.
You've met the twink. We were out. We were in WeHo. We like met up with said twink.
Okay.
And he was like, you know, for better part of like 9 months, I think that we
Wait,
like
is this
dated.
the guy who was like cruel?
Yes, he was a cruel
He's
twink.
not a twink.
He's absolutely a twink.
Just because someone's smaller than you does not mean they're a twink.
He was 5'6", 5'5" on a bad day. And
Wow. Okay, you heard it here first. Darren thinks short is bad.
who are you talking to? Me.
The public.
The public.
Okay, so he's
No,
5'5",
he was 5'6", very sprightly. I would call this person a twink. For all intents, I mean, just because he has like a little bit of body hair doesn't immediately discount. He was young.
I think body hair
24,
kicks
25.
you into the otter category.
This is a thing that you and I disagree about.
Body hair equals okay.
I don't think that
As
you have to have body hair.
someone who is in twinkdom recovery, I was a twink when I was like shaving my chest hair and younger and like blonder.
Sure.
And then I let the chest hair go, seamlessly transitioned into otter.
And see, I love that you self-identify as an otter. That's cute.
You don't think I'm an otter?
I think you're still in the middle.
Of what?
Twink and otter.
You're
Zach.
Darren.
Yes. I
You
personally,
said twinks
What?
cap out at 24.
which is why you're transitioning. You're like 26, right?
Okay, yeah. Next year. Okay.
No, I think that it doesn't matter. Listen, 18 to 24, but looking 18 to 24.
Okay, you see, now I think you're trying to fuck.
But I also don't like.
But you also
twinks.
don't want to fuck twinks.
I don't want to fuck twinks.
You're sending mixed signals.
But I have fucked a twink, and I fell in love with the twink. And this is all to say that he broke up with me when I bottomed for him. I know. So
Wait, did he say that was the reason?
I wish he had explicitly, because that would have been better. But I do remember, like, the last time we had sex, like, I had been topping. And I was like, you know what? I feel like this needs, like, equality. And
Famously, we've been fighting for the
twinks
right
have been
to get
fighting
fucked.
for
the right to top.
And I was like, let me give this poor boy that right. And he, all 5-6 of him, topped me. And the next day, literally the next day, he was like, I don't think we can do this anymore. And I was like, I was despondent for like months.
The nail in the coffin was his penis in your butt.
Yeah. I was a vampire and
Also,
he staked me.
I recall this person being kind of like Mask.
Yeah.
I don't feel like twinks are Mask.
I think he was kind of flamboyant. I think he tried to put on an air of masculinity like we all do because we hate ourselves. Okay, can I ask you a question?
You're deflecting, but sure.
No, what you want to
No,
keep
no,
on?
keep,
We can
yeah,
keep on
ask me a
this.
question.
We can keep on this.
I think it's so funny that you're such a bad bottom. Someone broke up with you.
My question to you, Zach, is okay. Says you think that you are no longer a twink at all.
Totally.
What was the moment that you realized that you weren't?
Oh, okay. This is actually I'm having like a flashback, like a PTSD flashback. It was my first paid gig doing stand-up on a gay cruise that was skewed much older, right? Yeah. And there were only like a handful of like guys in their late 20s, early 30s. And I think I'm like 28 at this point. And I'll never forget one of the hot guys. Like, he was Australian. They had booked on accident, basically. They're like, we thought this was like the younger gay cruise, is the older gay cruise. And he came up to me, he's like, I'm not going to do the accent, but he was like,
No, do it.
I literally, any voice that's not my own is an accent to me. So It's like, I'm dying here, mate. If you see any twinks, please let me know. And he said that to me.
To you.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Your mom's voice fully coming out of your body.
Fully. I was
Right.
like, oh, I'm even in a sea of elderly gay man.
And
I'm not
still a twink.
I'm not a twink anymore. No, he came up to me and said, if I see any twinks,
To let him know. Meaning not you.
Not me.
How did that make you feel?
Horrible. I shaved my facial hair the next day.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, what's this
Okay.
bitch need?
So you were upset that you weren't twink anymore.
I was, well, you asked the moment I realized I wasn't a twink anymore.
Yeah, and so now I'm trying to characterize it. Meaning, like, you were not, it was, because obviously you wanted to fuck this guy, but he pointed something out larger at issue, at play. Those are words.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that you aren't a twink anymore, and that kind of sucked for you. Not only was he didn't want to fuck you, but also you weren't a twink.
Yeah, I guess it was a mixture of things. I wasn't doing well as a performer on the ship. I was waterlocked, so I was very trapped.
Yeah.
I was still like a drunk mess. And yes, the hottest guy on the ship looked dead into my eyes and said, "You're not young anymore."
Wow.
Not in those words, but like, that's the subtext.
Maybe he was a pedophile.
Oh, please.
I really hope for your sake that he was
I
a
hope he was a
pedophile.
pedophile.
Or like, what's the word for when you're not a pedophile but you want to still have sex with people who are like 14 to 16?
A Dalia.
A Dalia?
A Crystalia.
No, I think there is a term. Like pedophile
Like the barely
is like
legal?
when you are interested in people who are like kids, prepubescent children. Like that is.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
go
but
on.
I think there's a different term. I think there's a different
people
term
who
for like people who are like
barely
under
legal.
18.
Oh.
But no, under 18, but still post puberty. Like 12 to 18. I think there's a different term.
I'm sorry, I'm not a pervert, so I don't know that word. But what is it, Darren?
Oh, let me tell you. No, I think for me, the moment that I found out that I was no longer a twink.
Wait, so you did identify as a twink at one point?
Well, I never really thought that I was, but I think I was treated like a twink. And now in retrospect, I was like, oh, I was a twink, and so I got that. Like, oh, I was a twink, and so just showing it up at a gay bar, I got a free drink.
Yes.
Or, oh, I was a twink, and so, meeting a daddy, he would, like...
Pay for everything. So
or
treated as, like, a good thing in your head. Like, treated like a twink.
I think sometimes there's a... Yeah, there is an error about the way that certain older men treat young twinks, which is, like, supporting. Which is, like, because they're, oh, this helpless... Chihuahua, let me help him.
Yeah.
Because he's so cute.
This hot Chihuahua with an impossibly tight hole.
Yes. And like a sagging jockstrap. They're always sagging. Well, because they don't have the ass. So it's not like a perched jockstrap. You know how the jockstrap...
Wait!
Like, your jockstrap should be like...
Are you saying twinks don't have asses?
I'm saying that twinks don't have asses.
I've seen twinks with bubbles.
To me, it's still more like...
It's not enough for you. It'll never be enough for you.
It's like a baseball mitt. Like 2 small baseball mitts.
It's just aged leather.
Yeah.
You
they
grease
have flat
it up.
butts. They have flat butts like Christina Aguilera in 2002. That is the twink butt in my mind. Like it's a low-rise cut. And that's what I'm saying. When they wear a jockstrap, I'm like...
It doesn't fill it
out.
out.
That strap is like just bone. It's just like it's like separating lower back to more lower back,
extended back, a back
versus
extension,
like an actual lovely
shelf.
That line, that jockstrap is now a different. It's like a transitional zone. It's like, ooh, we had like nice hot back, and now we have like bubble butt, and I do want that.
Okay. But
so the moment I knew that I was not a twink anymore was when my friend / sugar daddy decided that he wouldn't pay for my plane ticket to go see him.
And if you wanted to see him, you had to pay for your own ticket?
I had to pay for my own plane ticket.
Here's the defining moment.
That was the...
Did you pay for the ticket?
I did.
Oh, yeah. You're not a twink anymore.
I'm not a twink.
Twinks don't.
It was still to go on his yacht, and I was still in my 20s. But I had to pay.
You had to pay to get there?
And it sucked. It hurt. And, like, that's my trauma.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that. I'm glad we got that. That's I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Thank you so much.
I'm really glad you came out the other side.
Yeah, I did.
Even more annoying than ever.
Even more annoying. Yeah. But I got all the way there. Yeah, he only paid for like a couple of the meals.
Wait, and to be clear,
all of them.
did you have a sexual relationship with this person?
Semi-sexual, yeah.
What's that mean?
It means sexual, but also not sexual.
Like you were putting his limp dick in your mouth?
No, it was more transactional. It wasn't. I was not paid for sex.
It's okay if you were,
but I wasn't. I've never been paid for sex. There's no problem with people being paid for sex. What I'm saying is that because I was a twink, I was like, ooh, I get to go on this really wonderful, extravagant vacation
with an
implied like
oral
sex. We
sex.
kind of like hook up like once or twice, which is totally doable, and he's kind of cute. I can do that, and I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I get a free vacation, but then with the second I was like, I want to come on vacation again. He's like, yeah, come. Here's where we're going to be. And I was
be there.
And I was like, oh, okay, thinking he'll like probably reimburse me for my plane ticket. And then he like never reimbursed me for that plane ticket. And I was like, oh, like we still hooked up. I mean, I'm not crazy. But yeah, I mean, that was the moment that I knew.
I will say, and if there are any twinks watching or listening, you got to get the money first.
Yeah. Always up front.
At least I was a very poor twink working with what God gave me. And I needed them to like book the things. Like I definitely presented probably as dumb enough that I didn't know how to book the things.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, like I don't know, I'm working right now, like I want to come,
Yeah, I want to.
but I don't know if I can I don't know if I can do it. And they'd be like, take off work. I'll book your reservations. And then I don't think I ever got cash. Although one was a high roller in Vegas, and he'd be betting $1,000 per hand, and he gave me 4 chips that were $100 each, and I played once and I just cashed in the other chips.
Same daddy for me. We went to Vegas one time, and he did the exact same thing. He went up to a high roller craps table, and he put $10,000 on black. And I will remember this as clear as day. He rolled. It was on red. He lost $10,000, and he kept on walking. And I was like, as a thank you for bringing me on this trip, I spent $200 of mine own money to buy this ticket to Cirque du Soleil with you as a big thank you, and you just lost $10,000.
You see,
I was
no.
I worked at my restaurant for 6 months to save up for our vacation,
for our Cirque du Soleil.
For our Cirque du Soleil.
Listen, you were bringing the physical goods to the table.
I really was.
He was bringing the wallet, man.
Yeah.
I literally just was and what's interesting is I would just be oh, I don't need to go to the show. I'll just go to the bar, go to the pool or whatever.
Yeah.
And they'd be no, you're coming. I'm I really can't afford it.
No, I can't.
You're coming. And then they get it.
It's fine. I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
It
was great. Being a twink was great.
But you know what's better is having my own money.
Obviously, yes.
There's a scary period.
Yeah.
Where you don't have any money, and then it's people aren't paying for things as much.
Yeah.
And you're oh, I need to start being my own sugar daddy.
Yeah. I has had that exact same feeling. Absolutely. I mean, I think it happened a little bit later for me because it was after Avenue Q. Obviously I was in New York making good money.
Sure.
But then moved to LA, and my first 2 years in LA, I was I am not making any money, and I need somebody to pay for these things.
You brought up an interesting point. Would you think there's a difference between LA twinks and New York twinks and Midwestern twinks?
Ooh.
And maybe Southern twinks?
Yeah, I feel like New York twinks are subway rats.
Wow.
But they are resourceful, right?
Sure.
They can survive off of the crust of a 99-cent pizza.
They're eating carbs.
Days.
Okay.
But for days, because it's
Sure.
small bites.
Yeah.
They're not eating carbs, but they're just not eating. But they're still surviving, and yet you see them everywhere, right? They're
an infestation.
There's an infestation of sorts, but definitely lots on the subway.
Do they skew darker, almost goth twink vibes?
Yeah. Well, especially now, Doc Martens. I just feel if you're a New York twink, you're probably wearing Docs.
Interesting.
You're probably doing a cool thing with your hair.
Okay.
I mean, a Brooklyn twink, a Manhattan twink, a Chelsea twink.
Wow, we're really getting niche.
We're getting niche, but I think there is a through line, which is still subway rat.
Wow.
But cute with a little bow tie. But LA twinks, what do you think an LA twink would be?
LA twink to me is probably iced coffee, microdosing psilocybin, also doing Adderall, and smoking weed to come down at night. During the day, he's maybe running one errand.
Yeah.
He's definitely the most annoying person in the group chat.
Also
doing something fun with his hair. But again, we have West Side twinks, which are I actually don't picture a West Side twink.
I think West Side twinks have hair.
Okay, wait, and the other ones are hairless.
And then maybe the other. That's why I think the twink that I.
But it's an East Side.
Yes.
Go on.
No, I was going to say that a West Side twink I think does have a little hair because it's beachy.
But when you say hair, do you mean long surfer hair? Oh, body hair?
Maybe a little.
See, that's East Side twink to me.
Oh, okay.
East Side twink is fingernail polish, overalls without a shirt underneath, high heels.
Yes, especially now.
And smoking a parliament. And then eating the butt. No, the butt of the cigarette.
The butt of the daddy.
Yeah. And he's also he's a they.
Oh my God.
And probably a pearl necklace. One that's common, one that's pearls.
It It's true. I mean, can we say that the new twink
Is they?
is non-binary?
It's
If
a
you're
little
non-binary,
it's a little
you're
early
actually-
to get canceled.
I think
All
it is
twinks are
early, but
non-binary, but not all non-binary are twinks.
Oh, yes. I've been waiting for somebody to actually kind of say that. It is true. All twinks now are non-binary, but not all non-binary folk are twinks.
I think we should make say something poignant like that in every bit,
Okay.
so that people just go crazy in the
Crazy.
comments.
And I really hate
Like
us.
feasting on how wrong we are. I will say being a they sounds relieving. Like I don't have to live up to the standards we set for men or women. I'm like in the gray zone.
Sure.
But people have made it annoying.
Yeah, go. What else about that? Why are they annoying?
Now I'm getting canceled. No, you're right. You're right. I don't know the full struggle if someone identifies as they. Like it must suck to have been misgendered your whole life.
Your whole life. I do have a small bit of confusion when I hear about a very what I think cisgendered
Person.
woman,
Oh, okay.
looking woman, who has been cis her whole life, has identified she her, now has decided, oh,
I'm actually
am
they.
queer.
Yeah.
And
Queer. Yeah.
I'm queer, and my pronouns are they them, and yet there is nothing physically different. Like they continue being extremely feminine, which I understand is like
They're like inside. Like it's what they.
right, but their non-binariness has nothing to do. Like they don't need to prove their non-binariness to me. I get that, but I would like to understand how your non-binariness as being so close to a cisgendered woman, femme woman, is different. How is that different from just being a cisgendered woman, femme woman?
What an expose we have
I
here.
know. That's my confusion on the matter.
I love that we went from twinks to like exposing non-binary women.
Yeah, queer women. I love queer women. Listen, they are the mortar
They're the meat and potatoes of our community. They're
gonna outlast us.
They're the meat substitute and non-carb potato.
They're the ones who aren't doing the massive amounts of like drugs that you and I did in our early 20s.
The queer women?
The queer women. I think they're the ones who are like getting PhDs.
Oh, for sure. And like signing petitions.
And
marching.
And like they're the ones who are going to change shit.
Totally. Twinks don't change much at all.
No.
What revolution would a twink?
Before?
Yeah. Maybe like government subsidized cocaine.
Yeah.
Like everyone gets, an 8-ball.
Maybe war.
What?
They're for war.
Twinks are for war. Okay, you know what twinks would do? Twinks would start a war.
Yeah.
And then like,
Oops.
my bad. You deal with it. Clean up my mess.
Clean up my mess.
Millions
Wait,
die.
What a fun red button. Let me just push. Boop. Didn't know that sent the nuclear codes off. Boom, boom, boom.
Wait, what are the most famous twinks? Troye Sivan.
Troye Sivan. Okay, Troye Sivan. Well, straight or gay? Because like,
I think
we
twink
were
implies gay.
Twink has to be gay.
Right?
Charlie Puth.
He's not gay.
He doesn't think he is, and a lot of people don't think he is.
And he doesn't.
And he
And again, he doesn't think
I don't
he is.
think he thinks he is, but I think he's gay. He's not gay, like interested in men. He's just gay. Like,
Is
we
it
would
bad or
say-
stupid?
Yeah, as if I would call something gay in 7th grade.
I still do that sometimes.
Yeah, I'd be like, ugh, that's
I
so
still call
gay.
things gay. Like if my like car window won't go down, it's being fucking gay.
Yeah. Ugh.
I love calling straight men's behavior gay. Like if
It
if a
is.
straight man says anything sentimental,
That's
I'm right there
gay.
with a gay.
Yes.
Gay.
Gay. Yo, what? You're just sitting there drinking coffee, warm coffee.
Just sitting there.
Gay. Gay. Oh,
Gay.
what? You have a girlfriend? You like kiss her on the lips? Gay.
Twinks, man.
I mean, that is pretty gay. Falling in love with a girl is kind of gay.
There's like a character in a movie who's like, that's the gayest thing you could do is fuck a woman. Because it's like, I guess like
Yeah.
they're really feminine.
It is. I mean, you're getting really close to women
But
that way.
I think it takes more masculinity probably to
Fuck a dude.
fuck a dude. Because you're like, I'm the dude.
Right. So by that admission, twinks are pretty masculine then. They're fucking dudes.
They're definitely getting fucked.
They're getting
Wait, what are
fucked
their
by
percentage?
dudes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back.
Twinks.
Twinks.
3.5 minutes. Twinks.
Just as long as my penis.
Wow. A minute for every inch of Darren's erect dick.
Yes.
Twinks. What percentage of them are tops, bottom, verse?
I think, like stereotypically, right, twinks are bottoms.
Yeah, everyone.
And then they
just
grow into their topness later. And I think it kind of depends on how old the twink is. If it's a young twink, like an 18-year-old twink, I think it's like, you're like, oh yeah, I know nothing.
I don't
Fuck
know.
me. And so it's more bottomy. And then as you get older, you're like, wait, there's more to life than just bottoming. There's a whole other world.
Literally.
You
You either die a bottom or live long enough to see yourself become a top.
Who said that? Nietzsche?
Someone.
It was Nietzsche.
Probably.
Is that how you say it? Nietzsche? Or is it?
No one watching this knows.
No one knows.
There-
That's
that
twink
we-
behavior.
we
is not
lost
knowing who
them.
Nietzsche is.
Twink behavior is not knowing, not caring, and never looking it up.
So we might still be twinks.
We might still be twinks.
Bye.
Wait, what are some closing thoughts? Okay, closing thoughts on
Closing
twinks.
thoughts on twinks. Yeah, I think we really hit the nail on the head with the new twink is non-binary, which isn't a bad thing. But the thing is, twinks have a bad rap in our minds.
It does sound like a derogatory term.
It does sound like a derogatory term, but that was just gibberish.
Derogatory.
But it's because I think we were twinks, and there was self-hatred at play, and now we've grown up, and we still kind of hate that 20-year-old version of ourselves. And now we've grown out of that. We love our new version, which is not necessarily that. But I think there's just jealousy abound from being youthful, as well as that's at play.
Well, what you said about we didn't like ourselves back then. I think a guy pretending to be masked when we were out and proud twinks hates themselves much more.
Agreed.
Because we at least were like, yeah, I'm gay, I'm little, I'm fuckable, come get it.
Right.
I think twinks are great. I think they're probably like the bees of the gay community. If they disappeared, everything would crumble.
Sure.
Like they provide a service, no one knows what it is.
Yeah.
But they keep a balance in the queer community.
They drew. They totally do. Yeah. I mean, like, you can't have like a food pyramid or like, tertiary apex predators without something on the bottom, like a minnow to feed on.
Wow.
So, I agree.
Twinks, the shrimp of the
krill
queer sea.
Of the queer sea. There's a lot of them.
But you know what? I'm.
Would you become if you could go back and be a twink again? Would you do it?
With knowing what I know now.
With knowing what you know now.
Yeah, I'd give anything. I'd probably give. Well, no, this gets tricky because, like, what if I went back and then I got hit by a bus in that version of my life? Are we assuming I live?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like the most optimistic view of this.
Sure.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I would be a cajillionaire, I think.
Yeah.
Youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah. I mean, I think I like being a little bit more of a grown person, physically and stuff, than what I was. I think,
of course,
I'm happier with the way that I look and move through space now than what I did when I was 20.
Sure.
And yeah, it gets better.
Wow.
It really does.
Poignant.
And like, you don't see that until you look back. You're like, I was so sad, and now I'm like not as sad as I was. I love you.
I can't top that, like most twinks.
Like most twinks.
Bye.
Bye.